Welcome to Living on the Water. I'm so excited today. We are with professional wakeboarder Danny Harf. Danny, thanks for being in the studio today.
Excited to be back.
You know, you are a four-time gold medal winner at the X Games.
Yep.
But you've won a lot of other things too. Tell our viewers what all you've won.
Yeah, so I've won the national championship several times, the U.S. Masters and the Pro Tour, and then, 4 times X Games gold medalist, and I've been a pro wakeboarder for almost 20 years now. And
you won all these at the height of the sport, correct?
I mean, yeah, wakeboarding it's still growing. You know, it's one of the fastest growing sports, especially water sports. But yeah, I kind of got into it in the late 90s and competed as an amateur, and then, up through definitely the glory days of the X Games, and that was when it was fresh and action sports and Tony Hawk and Travis Pastrana.
Right.
So yeah,
that's so cool.
It was fun. Definitely fun to be a part of it.
Now we're going to dive into all the X Game details. I'm dying to talk about that. I love the X Games, but I want to hear about you first. What brought you to Florida?
Actually, my dad was a restaurateur, and he was running the Hard Rock Cafe.
Really?
When they moved their headquarters to Orlando, Florida, we followed, and
I remember
my
that.
parents were surfers from Southern California, so when we moved to Florida, we kind of got into water skiing and water sports and wakeboarding especially.
Now, when you first got behind a boat, did it like instantly click? I mean, what happened? Walk me through that.
So my dad was a snow and ski instructor in California at Mammoth Mountain, and he grew up water skiing. So when we moved to Florida, he was excited to get us into it. Me and my sister both learned to water ski right away, moving to Florida.
How old were you?
I was probably 8 years old or so when I first started. But I had skateboarded and surfed and snow skied, so I picked up water skiing really quickly, and then kind of got bored of water skiing, and me and my dad were walking through a Sports Authority, and we saw one of the first surfboards, the directional boards, and that's kind of when we started wakeboarding, and I never looked back.
Now, how long have you known Jeff and the boys at Regal Nautique?
Me and my dad, we went back to Southeast where Jeff worked before Regal and Nautique, and we bought one of our first Nautique from Jeff probably 20 years ago. When
he announced that you were joining the team, I was like, that's pretty cool. We don't think of a boat dealership. It's kind of like going to your car dealership and you got an Indy 500 winner there working there. Yeah, so I mean, as a pro wakeboarder, I've traveled all over the country and visited other dealerships and done events with them, and helped at boat shows and done on-water demos. But I live here in Orlando, so it works perfect for me. I'm working with these guys all the time. You gotta love it, man. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. That's what I love. Obviously I enjoy competing, but I get nervous, and really what I enjoy doing is hanging out on the boat and teaching kids for the first time, and seeing kids really love it the way I learned to love it in the first time. So now I want to dive into the X Games, okay? Because I just I grew up early in the BMX doing it with the half pipes and quarter pipes, and back then it was just how you can get. You guys did some pretty technical tricks, and you've invented a lot of tricks. Tell me some of your hardest tricks you've done. Basically when we're wakeboarding behind the boat, we hit what's called a double up, and the wakes converge and it sends you twice as high in the air. So for a long time, that's kind of what I was known for, is pushing the envelope of what's possible on a wakeboard. I was the first person to ever do a heel side 1080, which is 3 full 360s in the air. And then I was the first guy Now you're holding the rope the whole time.
Yeah, you're actually, when you're spinning, you don't wrap it around you. You're actually passing it from hand to hand. So to do a 1080, I think it's like 5.5 handle passes, or you pass it behind and in front as you rotate. So, and then I was the first person to do a 1260, and there's still only one other guy that's done it other than me. And then I've invented a few other tricks. So that's kind of what I've been known for is, I probably could have won more contests down the line, but I was more focused on progressing what was possible. And I won a number of best trick of the year and best video parts, and I was kind of known for being more of an innovator and not less of a competitor. Well, so some tricks you've invented. I invented the 1260. I was the first person to do that. 3.5 full rotations. I invented the blind Pete Rose, which is it's actually a trick that Scott Byerly, who I think he invented the first Pete Rose, and it's named after the baseball player, because when you crash,
I'm from Dayton.
You slide in head first when you fall doing the wakeboard trick. So it's named the Pete Rose. I did basically the same trick, rotating a different direction, rotating backside instead of front side, and so I just called it the backside Pete Rose, or the blind Pete Rose.
How many bones have you broken?
I've done a number. I think I did my shoulder, my elbow, both knees.
You guys don't wear helmets.
It depends on what we're hitting. If we're just behind the boat, it's actually safer to not wear a helmet because the water can grab your head and kind of toss you around, and it can be more dangerous. But if we're hitting like a solid object, a rail, a ramp, kicker, then we're going to wear a helmet because we're going, 20 miles per hour at least. So you can crash really hard into a fixed object when you're moving that fast can be dangerous. I've had a couple near-death experiences.
Now, I know with Jeff, part of your job is to go out and demo the boats and show it all it can do. Are you teaching kids how to do these tricks too?
I mean, to a certain extent, we're not doing anything. When I'm teaching kids, we're not doing anything that's life-threatening. We're teaching them the fundamentals. And
I can see it out there. Hit it.
Yeah, I mean, we have fun with them. I mean, that's the goal is to have fun. But it just depends on what level they're at.
Here we go. Is that you? Oh my gosh! Look at that helicopter.
Yeah, so that's me filming for Defy, and yeah, that's.
So walk us through this.
So this is a documentary movie that we made in 2012. I think it was released. This is all shot in Florida. This section of the movie. This is out near Claremont. But yeah, basically we use helicopters. This is we shot this before drones really became a popular way to film from an aerial perspective. But we would basically rent helicopters, and this is all shot on high def red cameras and stuff, high speed.
Now I see what you mean. You're changing the hands. You're like.
Yeah, so that's handle pass. This is that's the blind Pete Rose actually. That trick right there.
That is so cool.
And I was the first person to ever do that rotation on a wakeboard.
Now, did you practice on like trampolines and stuff, or?
Yeah, actually, when I was a kid, I did gymnastics a little bit. So my sister was into gymnastics, and I kind of followed her around. So I had a background in basically surfing and gymnastics. Yeah.
That's so cool. And so, when you come down to the dealership, what's the process for like signing you out?
I mean, yeah. So if you want to come demo a boat, then especially if you want to learn to get into water sports, or if you're just getting into water sports, I'll take you out on the boat. I'll teach you how to use and drive the boat, but I'll also teach you how to get up yourself, but also teach other people how to get up. If you're a dad buying a boat for the kids and you've never taught them how to wakeboard or water ski, I'll actually not just teach you how to drive the boat, but teach you how to teach the kids, teach you how to drive the kids, because that's a whole nother skill.
Safety.
I mean, it's one thing to dock a boat, and then it's another thing to actually tow someone behind it. So we do everything. We teach you, how to ride yourself, how to teach the kids, how to dock the boat, how to do everything. So just, spending 25 years growing up in Orlando on boats, I'm pretty comfortable.
So what's your favorite boat? Of all the boats, what's the best boat for wakeboarding?
I mean, I have the G23, which is Nautique's kind of flagship boat. It's 23 feet. They make it in a 21 and 25 foot version. For here in Central Florida, the 21 and 23 is kind of the ideal size.
Yeah, keep going.
But yeah, that's my boat of choice. You can surf behind it, and then you can hit the button to switch it to wakeboard mode, and totally change the way the boat works. So that's my boat of choice, and that's also, Nautique's. That boat's won 5-time wake surf boat of the year, 5-time wakeboard boat of the year. So it definitely is kind of the flagship boat of the whole industry, and that's the boat you want to be behind if you're a wakeboarder or a wake surfer.
I read here all your travels. Tell us some of the places you've wakeboarded.
That's been kind of my favorite part of being a pro wakeboarder is I love getting to see the world, and that's been a cool opportunity.
Is it like a tour? You go around to nationals, and there's one big event at the end of the year? Is that works?
Yeah, so we'll do contests all over the world, but also I've done trips for sponsors. I've been a Billabong athlete for a long time now, and we filmed a movie called Out of the Pond, and we went to Australia, Tahiti, the Philippines. So, that's been a cool part about being a pro wakeboarder, just getting to travel the world. I got to go to the Maldives, which are, atoll islands off the west tip of India. So, I mean, I've been all over Australia. These shows are on
Netflix now. I've seen it on the Red Bull channel. They have a lot of wakeboarders. Are you on TV now? On any old shows?
There's still a bunch of stuff on Netflix. You can actually download Defy on Netflix, and a bunch of the other Out of the Pond, I think, is on there. But yeah, that's kind of my favorite thing is, I've got to wakeboard on the Nile River, and I got to go walk through the pyramids in Egypt and went on the Great Wall of China and kind of got to see the world, you know. So I love wakeboarding, but I love the travel part
Jeff,
too.
I'm going to go off script here for a second. I just want to know, like, if I wanted to come out and just check you out and say, I want you to teach me a specific trick, would you do that?
Yeah, I teach wake surfing and wakeboarding.
Jody's like, oh no, here we go.
I teach kids who are 10 years old that are doing flips and spins, and you know, I work with some of these kids that are getting ready to go pro. So kind of the next generation of pros coming up.
How about surfing? Do you get involved in surfing at all?
Yeah, I mean, I got into wakeboarding because I am a surfer at heart. So
Got some more footage here I want to look at.
Actually, one of the coolest things I ever did on a wakeboard was I got to tow into Chopu. It's a wave in Tahiti, and it's kind of known as being the biggest, gnarliest, heaviest wave in the world. And I got to go with a buddy of mine, Parks Boniface.
They towed you and then you dropped in, like over the rope, and you dropped in?
Yeah, jet ski, basically. We kind of had like a hybrid wakeboard, wake surf setup. It's kind of a mix between being a surfboard and a wakeboard. And we basically get whipped from the jet ski into this wave that's, I mean, the wave when it's standing up tall is probably 15, 20 feet tall, and then it starts barreling over, and we were kind of like pioneering wakeboarding in the surf. So that's me coming from a surf background. That's what I love. You know, I love just doing every aspect of the sport. So that was one of probably not only the coolest things, but one of the scariest things I've ever done was get rolled and tossed in a 20-foot wave in Tahiti. I mean, I got pinned on the bottom one time, but I also got spit out of the barrel another time. So it was like, you know, probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. But it was scary. I mean, people have died there, so it was like a real kind of extreme situation. But there's some footage actually of us in Australia doing the tow-in thing. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I love, is pushing, you know, the boundaries of what's possible, and then sharing it with other people.
It's so cool that you're right here in Orlando, you know, at the dealership.
Yeah, I mean, wakeboarding, Orlando is the mecca of the sport.
Really?
One, because we have all the lakes here. We have the year-round weather. And if you're not from here, like I am, I grew up here and got into wakeboarding. If you're a pro and you want to be a pro wakeboarder, you pretty much end up moving to Central Florida because, for one, the magazines are here, you know, there's lakes everywhere, and we have, you know, perfect conditions.
And Nautiques are here.
Exactly. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's the mecca.
Well, so are you at the dealer? What days are you at the dealership? Just 7 days a week, or 5 days a week?
I'm there pretty much 5 days a week, you know. So if you're interested in getting set up to get out on the boat, do a boat demo with us, or, you know, just sign up for lessons, or maybe you already have a boat and you want the kids to get better at it, you know, I can arrange it. Just call us or email me. Yeah,
there it is. It's on the screen there. Danny Harf, there's your email. Is your phone number up there? Nope. Just call the dealership, I guess.
Yeah.
Jeff will set you up.
You can call the dealership or email me personally.
Now, do you guys sell the equipment there at the dealership too? You can get the board, everything you need?
Yeah, we do. We've got a pro shop there, so that's the other cool thing. If you come in, I can help you, you know, pick the right boat and get geared up so you have the right gear as well.
That's so cool. Danny, thanks for coming in. You know what I want to do is I want to come out and film you doing your thing.
Yeah, I'd love to get you out there sometime, and I can give you some pointers.
I've got to get Julie out there.
Your BMX background will help.
Well, I surf too. I surf.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've done that. My sister has a Nautique in Nashville.
Perfect.
And we surf behind that, but another one of your guys' customers has a boat that throws like this enormous wave up. I've not been on a big wave yet behind a Nautique.
I mean, it's really now the boats have come so far. It's really effortless.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the right board and the right boat, you pretty much have. I always say it's always thigh high in Florida. So. You know, if you got the boat, you can always surf and
all right.
Get out there.
Well, listen, if you want to connect with Danny Harf, just call the dealership or email Danny direct. And as always, subscribe. And I'll tell you, your comments, Sarah's always over here on the computer taking your comments and questions. And, you know, I would say Jeff Huseby is a real pioneer in this sport, having you, in the dealership doing these kinds of things. Yeah, I mean, it's a great, opportunity for me, and I think it's a good opportunity for the customers as well. So I would love to go back and work at a bike shop and still be able to, pay the bills and see stuff out. Yeah, I think Jeff's onto something. He's definitely All right, thanks for watching. This is Living on the Water. I'm Mark Hayes with Danny Harf, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Danny, thank you so much, man. Yeah, cool. Thank you. Good to see you. I'm telling you, I want to